Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. QNT is obviously a spotlighted asset on this channel. At this point, I mean, it has been being discussed on this channel for over a year now. We were sitting at about $100. We came down to test a little bit below $100. I know that the price probably has changed since this video, did go live. I do have to render it out and things like that. So, just please bear with me. I am trying to schedule these as fast as I possibly can. But let's take a look at the holders tab. So we added yet again another 1,000, total addresses. In the 7-day span, by the way, like if we go look at the 7-day span, it's been about 1,000 total, holding addresses added every single week, which is very exciting, honestly, around, Quant. I think that we will see these figures growing continuously. I actually look forward to the next major bull run around QNT because I'm actually looking forward to see how many total addresses we are by around roughly the 2023 timeframe. Like just imagine 1 year from now what the total addresses are going to look like on QNT. But today we actually have something special to talk about. We're actually going to be addressing market cap around crypto. So first off, we will start with this little bit of a comparison. So yes, this is a little bit of, it's a little bit late to the party, if you will. It's an older document, but it still, holds true today. So we do see down here putting the world's money into perspective. And of course, this doesn't take into accountability like derivatives and debt and things like that. Obviously, like when you look into that, that's a large portion, like a much larger portion of, value than we do see like all the money down here, stock markets and stuff like that. But of course, at the time that this article was posted, Bitcoin was sitting at about $112 billion in market cap. I think that this article is only about 2 years old. So, kind of looking at Bitcoin now, it's sitting at about like 437 billion. So it's like technically in between like all the cryptocurrencies, almost to around like Amazon. But we do see it, being compared to, Amazon, Apple, USD in circulation, gold market cap, physical money, stock markets, and all of the money. And I look at this because, we are basically disrupting commodities. If you actually look at gold, gold is being tokenized on Zinfin. We also look at like stock markets. We actually just made a video with QNT and Alliance Block actually, where Alliance Block is actually going after the securities market, which is $100 trillion in value. So when we really kind of look at this entire graph here, it really kind of just shows you how early crypto is actually compared to some of these major other markets. I will argue the fact that cryptocurrencies will most likely rival stock markets in terms of valuation, in the next, few years. And talking about that, stock markets, like the global stock market is sitting at about like almost $100 trillion in valuation, I believe, right now currently. So when we actually go and look at like where crypto could lead to around like 2025 to 2030, we could easily be sitting at about like 10, 50, or even $100 trillion in market cap by the end of 2030, which is pretty significant from the level that we are at currently. Now, is it going to be an easy step? No, not at all. I think that like the major value proposition around crypto is having the interconnectivity between the legacy systems and of course, the digital systems. Who's going to drive that? Well, it's most likely going to be Quant. And in fact, we actually do see this post from yesterday, Interoperability, the key to creating value in the metaverse. Remember what I just discussed to you guys about a lot of like the categories within crypto. Like for example, if we actually go over to the categories tab, a large portion of these categories will just not see the light of day without, again, interoperability. For example, we do see down here like play to earn, gaming, metaverse, DeFi, jobs, tourism, decentralized exchanges, launch pads, DAOs, education, NFTs, and collectibles. Like a large portion of these, markets, are going to rely on, interoperability. Like you even see up here, like for example, like gaming, right? You still want to have some sort of linkage to the, legacy systems around gaming. The metaverse as well can benefit greatly from interoperability, which we're going to be addressing. DeFi definitely needs a bridge to traditional finance. And then, of course, even down here, like you do see, healthcare also being a little bit of a spotlight, down here in regards to like health. Yes, health is also being like we've always looked at Quant disrupting the healthcare scene because Gilbert Verdian's background around healthcare that definitely does shine a light on the healthcare market itself. But there's just so much more to this. But again, like the overall success around Quant or even crypto in general is going to derive on the adoption cycle of crypto itself. But you don't get that without interoperability. So down here, we actually do see down here, the quote from Gilbert Verdian is, "The benefits of interoperability are massive, a quantum leap that mirrors the real world where people can move themselves, goods, and money freely between ecosystems without changing identity." And up here we do see for now, the so-called metaverse consists of myriad, disparate, ecosystems owned and operated by large technology companies and communities. A single unified open environment may never emerge. That's why interoperability is the key to unlocking value, writes our head of communications, Rebecca, Hackworth. And funny enough, we've actually been seeing a large portion of metaverses launching on multiple different chains. So yes, I actually do agree that interoperability is going to 100% be needed here. We've addressed many, metaverses already within the space, talking about like even Zinfin, Hedera, and so many more. And we do see down here, according to Bloomberg Intelligence, the metaverse is, big business, predicted to become an $80 billion industry by 2024. Large tech companies are securing, dominant positions by bringing to market new abilities to create content utilizing virtual, augmented, and mixed reality, and connecting the customer, experience across, multiple channels. And of course, Web 3.0. Wouldn't be a discussion around the metaverse without Web 3.0 making its way into discussion. We do see like NFTs, digital certificates that represent unique, music, video, art, collectibles, or tied to physical goods and services could become new commodities owned and traded by individuals. Today, NFTs have been mainly associated with digital artwork, but their use has broader applications for enterprises, and I do completely agree. The decentralized model, also called Web 3.0, enables people to, be compensated for creating value and transacting with these digital assets. Payments essential for digital commerce in this new world would be seamless, based on blockchain technology using commercial stablecoins, cryptocurrencies, or even CBDCs. And again, all of this is still behind walled gardens. There's another catch besides balancing individual privacy and verification, proving a challenge. Today's, nascent, metaverses are ring-fenced, walled gardens, less, a metaverse than part of a multiverse. An extensive collection of different platforms, each tied to its own distributed ledger technology, with no way to transact or operate between them. This begs an obvious question: how can we transition from a multiverse to a true metaverse? The answer, in short, is interoperability. And we do see Gilbert Verdian adds, "The benefits of interoperability are massive, a quantum leap," and we just quoted that. "Anyone in the Web 3.0 enabled fully interoperable, metaverse could take their digital identities, NFTs, and currencies across platforms easily and smoothly. Interoperability, allows individuals to be, unconstrained and have more unified experiences in the metaverse, just like in the real world. While this scenario is highly desirable, bringing it into a reality is not easy. None of, the big players have or has developed, their platforms with interoperability in mind. There is no framework of common, standards, so it is difficult for developers to produce apps and content that run across multiple ecosystems." And of course, they do talk more so about the Overledger's tokenized API, which creates digital assets designed for interoperability that can, transact across different DLTs. They already are ahead of the game here. Like, they already planned, that the metaverse will need interoperability. This is what I like about Quant, is that they, are well positioned for the future of this space, which is also why I've always said that Quant will play a pivotal role going forward around the metaverse, around a lot of the use cases that do, of course, plague many of the issues around, crypto. And we actually do see here, this is a video talking about, digital money, global markets, and the coming revolution to cross-border settlement. Now, of course, a large portion of the players here are Quant, SDX, Ripple, even Accenture, etc. Listen closely to what Gilbert Verdian says here.
Broad. So I think the first thing is, the global financial system works. We're not here to turn it off and start again. I think one of the things we need to consider is interoperating and integrating the existing financial systems and the RTGS systems, settlement systems, banking systems that we have in place to be able to work with DLT and blockchain type of payment systems. So the first thing is, let's extend the capabilities of our existing financial system to be able to talk decentralization, blockchain, and DLT to have better use cases and help with that evolution of money. The other consideration we need to look at is, if we're going to do that, and especially with the wholesale versus retail scenario, security is quite important because national payment systems are deemed national critical infrastructure. I mean, they're critical to running economies. If they collapse, we have huge impact to countries. So what we do today in payment systems need to also evolve to help with digital assets, CBDCs, and DLT types of payment systems as well. And then finally, when we're creating a digital asset as a CBDC, with every other technology before us, we haven't all used the single same version as everyone else. Everyone needs flexibility. Everyone needs an agnostic approach to it. And so we need to allow participants to the interbank network, which is usually going to be the wholesale interbank network, to bring their own DLT, which are the commercial banks, and for them to run digital assets in terms of wholesale or retail CBDCs that can work across the different types of technology stacks, but also across the different types of borders as well. So doing all of this is quite complex, and a good way to go ahead as an industry is to create standards and follow that and work together. I think there's a great and enormous opportunity to transform the financial system. It doesn't come often; it's every 30 years or so, and having standards based.
Also, real quick, do you realize what he just said? The opportunity to revolutionize the payment infrastructure, the entire global monetary system, only happens once in every 30 years. And we have this opportunity ahead of us right now. We are a part of this movement. Like, this is truly eye-opening. Like, I really want you guys to understand and just take a step back and just realize how lucky we actually are to be a part of this right now. And listen closely to the rest of what he does say here.
Approach is kind of a right way to allow everyone to bring the best of their expertise around governance, legal, cybersecurity, technology, etc. So we can all have standards that can actually work for the technology that we're building together.
Thanks, Gilbert. And so you've talked more, I think, about the technical side of interoperability, whereas James, I think at Ripple,
and this is also where they do talk more so about Ripple as well, and like how Ripple is playing a part of this. To me, the way that I look at Quant is Quant has quite a bit of partnerships already under its belt. Ripple has already been a part of the Quant ecosystem for a while. Like, you could utilize Ripple's DLT on Quant in regards to like Overledger. And you could also use Ethereum and Bitcoin and now even XDC. So to me, the way that Quant is going about business is they're doing this in a very stealthy way, but they are building out the interlinkage between all of the major DLTs within this, entire market. They're going after the major players. They're going after Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, or I should say like XRP. They're also going after like XDC. We did see Polygon as well mentioned. There's been quite a bit of other names, and they're doing this in a very quiet, way. That where a large amount of individuals are just kind of ignoring it, and they're not really kind of seeing the value proposition behind what Quant is actually doing. To me, when we look at the future of crypto, the way that value will be derived is simply by complementing the system that's already out there. That's why, like, you heard Gilbert Verdian basically say in that video that, we're not here to, turn off the old system and usher in this new system. No, we're here to complement it. We're here to, take the old, rails that do plague the current financial system and just make them a lot more efficient, where you do see, less friction, a lot quicker settlement time, lower fees. Like, this is what we want to see. And of course, a large amount of these players have already been a part of the game. And I do believe that, even with like the Digital Pound Foundation, for an example, and these major associations that Quant is already a part of, even with like the Digital Euro as well, you do see like the same players a part of them. Like, for example, Accenture, Ripple, Quant, and a few other ones. These are like the major players that are, based around the, financial system. and ultimately that are going to play a pivotal role within the future financial system. And I do think that Quant's technology stack is an enormous part to the future system. And in fact, that we also do see down here, like, there is an enormous opportunity to transform the financial sector, create standards, and work together. And this is a once in a 30-year time frame that we get to do this. So being a part of something like this and having the opportunity to be a part of Quant as well during this time is something special. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.